Next question. Should the GBP title for a local business contain anything other than the official name? For example, city plus state, keywords, etc. Not in the Google business profile name. That should be the there's only a couple of exceptions for that. If it's a multi-location business, then I often will recommend appending the city name to the company name. So for example, let's just use you know, Joe's Tree Service, right? Let's say Joe's Tree Service has 3 locations in Northern Virginia. Then if what I would do is I would, I've recommended many times, and I've done this for some of my own projects too, where I would say, like, let's say Joe's Tree Service Manassas, Joe's Tree Service Fairfax, Joe's Tree Service Leesburg, right? Like those are 3 different cities in Northern Virginia. So I would do that. But other than that, I don't recommend. Look, I understand you can still see it in the wild, right? Anytime you're doing Google searches, you're going to see that there are a lot of times Google business profiles that have the name, the company name, but then they stuff a ton of keywords and everything else. And yes, that can get ranking results. The problem with that is it looks spammy as hell. You can be suspended. You can be reported by your competitors. All of that, it can cause all kinds of issues that I just don't recommend. Yes, you can get a ranking benefit from it, but I don't like taking chances like that. So I always recommend sticking with just the Google business name, or excuse me, the legal company name, or a variant of that. But if it's going to be a variant of the legal business name, make sure that that is published consistently everywhere on the web. Meaning anytime the company name is mentioned, that's why I recommend just using the real legal entity name, because if you use the real legal entity name, then it's pretty much guaranteed, that it's going to be formatted properly by like the data aggregator sites and all that kind of stuff. If you're using a variant of the legal business name, what do I mean by that, guys? Well, like if it's Joe's Tree Service LLC, you could omit the LLC if you wanted to, right? Or if it were Inc., you could omit Inc. if you wanted to. But you could put those in as well. All I'm saying is if you're going to use a variant from the legal entity name, just make sure that it's consistent every time it's published, that it's going to be in that consistent format. That's all I'm saying. But Google has gotten a lot more forgiving about that, just so you guys know. Like if it was Joe's Tree Service LLC or Joe's Tree Service Inc., and that was sometimes showing and sometimes it wasn't, Google's a lot more forgiving about that now than it was, a few years ago. That's for sure. But again, I still recommend you don't want to cause entity ambiguation by having different versions of the brand name out there on the web. Does that make sense? Because that can cause problems too. That's why I say just be consistent. I don't recommend squeezing keywords in unless the keyword is part of the brand name, which is a lot of tree service guys. It's whatever tree service, right? And that's fine, because now you got a keyword in there. And then if you have multi-location and you append the business, or excuse me, the location name, now you've got the category name and the location in the Google business title. And I've never had anything suspended from doing just appending the location name to the business. At least I don't know that it was suspended just for that reason, is what I'm saying. So other than that, no, I don't recommend squeezing anything else in there. Okay. And guys, let me pause the screen for a minute. Just so I can show you guys something, because I was just actually I was doing a audit for an SEO analysis for somebody in one of my link building clients. And here, I'm just going to grab the screen again. I just want to make sure it was cleaned up. And I'll show you guys this real fast. 1 second. Okay. All right. So here's what the formats that I use depending on what type of page it is, guys. This is my SEO title format. Hopefully you guys understand that. For the location landing page, always do brand, Google business category, city, comma, state, if that's how the named entity is in Wikipedia, the location is. What do I mean by that? Well, in some cities, they like if you go to Wikipedia and you search for the city, comma, or city state abbreviation, whatever, and then you click on the appropriate Wikipedia entry. If it's city, comma, state spelled out, then I always like to put it that way. If it's just city, and like some of them, I think Las Vegas is one of them, where it doesn't have comma Nevada, then you can just have the city. You don't have to have the comma and the state, if that makes sense. But if the Wikipedia entry for that location has the comma state spelled out, then that's typically how I want to reinforce it, right? So again, that's for the location landing page. For organic pages, meaning pages that you're going to rank organically, they may be tied to a company, or they might be pages of a company's website that has a Google business profile. But when I say organic only pages, I mean pages that are not directly tied to the Google Business Profile, right? The location landing page is the website URL linked to from the Google Business Profile. All other pages, although may be associated with that Google Business Profile, they're not directly tied to the profile. So I call those organic only pages. And this is how I optimize those. Product or service topic, the top level pages, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Top level pages. Then city, state, then brand. But you'll notice in either case, we always want to have the brand name, right? Because we want to always create that association between the top level products and service, the city and the state, and the brand. Or the Google Business category, the city, state, and the brand, right? We always want to create those associations from with the brand and the locations and the products, services, or categories. You understand? It's about that's what the semantic web is all about, right, guys? Associations and relationships between entities. So that's a way that we can kind of reinforce that with the SEO type. So hopefully that's clear.